Why I believe that if you're not happy at a job, you should not quit. I never believe that a person should quit their job. I would never encourage anybody to quit their job. But from my personal experience, I do believe that if you're unhappy, you should not stay at a job. I do believe that if your heart is not in it, you're no good to that company anyways. I do believe that if you feel tired, burned out, unappreciated, just like not valued as a human being, that you should not stay at a job. But do I believe you should quit? No, I don't believe you should quit a job. I believe that if you are not happy at a job, you rather be doing something else, you feel like your heart is more in something else, you will be more successful doing whatever that something else is. You will have more finances, more abundance in due time. But it's a season you have to be patient about, and I'll share that in a later video. But in this video, I want to stress the importance of quitting your job. It's never a good idea to quit your job. So I'm going to share some personal background for myself. I made a choice that I was no longer happy at my job. I was stressed out. I was not spending enough time with my children. I was pushed to my limit as a human being. My mental health was very low. I was stressed out. I was trying to pay all the bills by myself. I barely got to see my kids. I was a single mom of 3 children. And I began to pray about it. When I realized that I had had enough, I just couldn't do it anymore. The job was just too stressful. They were riding me all the time. Every time I turned around, I was getting in trouble for one thing or another. You know, I just couldn't do anything right. And I felt like, you know, I was one of the most compassionate drivers they had on the fleet, you know, but they didn't feel that way. So I began to pray about it. I began to pray, and I just began to seek something higher than me. You know, I said, there's got to be a way out of this. There's got to be a way that I can get into something I'm more passionate about, right? So time went on, and I just kept getting in trouble. I just kept being called into the supervisor's office. I was called into supervisor's vehicles. I was just being called on everything. And a lot of it was bogus. A lot of it was bogus, but I did get caught up in some stuff in the bogusness. And I will explain that in depth later on, whatever. It's neither here nor there. I prayed, and God was doing a thing. God was doing something. He was releasing me from that stronghold that job had on my life. It wasn't just me, myself. It was how the job was affecting my whole life. I went through several babysitters. I couldn't find a babysitter to accommodate my schedule. My final babysitter had lived with me, and there was a lot of tension there with watching the kids and me being stressed at work. So I just couldn't take it. I just couldn't take it anymore, and motherhood became a priority. You know, it became clear to me that I was ordained to be a mother. I was ordained to be a mother. This is why God put me here, and I'm very good at being a mother. I'm a mom of 5 of my own children, and I've been married into 3 stepchildren and a grandchild. I'm a mom total of 8 with a grandchild. So God has gifted me with this family, and this is my main focus, you know. And later on down the line, you know, God worked it out for me to where I was able to, I got fired from the job, you know, after months and months and months of grievance to try to get my job back. They just slaughtered me, you know, would not give me my job back, even though many drivers voted for me to come back because I had a union. And a lot of drivers voted for me to be back on the bus. But no, the company didn't want that. So God didn't want that. So I didn't want that. So I left the company, and I stayed home for a while. Stayed home with my children for a while. I didn't know about YouTube then. I knew nothing about starting my own YouTube channel. But at this time, my daughter had a YouTube channel. And she was very successful on YouTube, learning a lot of shit about YouTube, y'all. So she's like, Mom, you should be a TikTok mom. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. It never even dawned on me, right? It never even dawned on me to be on YouTube, to be making money on YouTube, and to be sharing my business with people on YouTube. But here I am, making videos, sharing my life with others, encouraging others, y'all. And when I tell y'all, let's back up, rewind. Before I started YouTube, God had made a way to where I had worked 2 jobs. I was able to sustain 2 jobs, being a single mother, no child care necessary. God provided for me. You hear me, y'all? He made a way for me. I was delivering newspapers as well as doing school bus, but it was a van that I drove all day long, split shift, you know, sweet cake work. $17 an hour, y'all, to The company was 4 minutes from my home. To get to the company was so quick. Would drop my car off, leave it for the day, have the company car for the entire day, and then 4 o'clock, pick my kids up. 2 o'clock, I would pick my kids up. They would finish the workday with me. The workday would be done about 4:30. We'd go home, eat dinner, scarf it down, take baths, spend quality time together, and it'd be bed, and I'd be off to deliver the newspapers and start the day again. I'd go straight from the newspapers to the second job, and it was cake. I was able to pay my bills. I was able to sustain. I was able to live comfortably. And then life shifted when the pandemic hit, and I was no longer... Prior to the pandemic hitting, I had quit doing the newspapers for other various reasons that I'm not going to share in today's video, but I will in due time. I did quit doing the newspaper and just started to do one job. I was now not alone. I was sharing my life with somebody else. So now one job was enough. My husband worked. I worked. The pandemic hit. We were down to just him working, and I have not returned full-time to work since the pandemic, since COVID-19, March 14th, 2020. I would never forget the day when I stopped working for corporate America and started being a mother and taking care of my kids. And then shortly after, I started my YouTube channel, and I've been rocking and I've been rolling. We are literally in the 4th year of me being on YouTube. And yes, the money is not spectacular right now, but if you never give up and you keep going, YouTube is very lucrative for stay-at-home moms. You got to think about it. It's not just YouTube paying you. You can get brand deals, sponsorships. You can collab with other creators and grow your channel. You can grow other people's businesses through your platform. You can grow a website off the platform. You can also brand yourself over on Instagram, TikTok, as well as Facebook, all monetized platforms. So there's more ways than one to skin a cat, right? There's more ways than one to be successful here on YouTube. YouTube is my foundation for it all. I have several businesses mapped out for myself and my children to create generational wealth for me and my children. Now, I'm not alone. I have been blessed with a husband who does work, and I am able to spend my time here on YouTube in hopes that, it pays off for me and my family because I've put in the man hours. And YouTube is just like any other business. It's going to take some time to set up, and you do have to have other things going on. I strongly suggest having a side hustle, whatever that can be. You know what I'm saying? They have gig work out here, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, Walmart, Spark. They have things you could do to keep afloat if you do have a vehicle. But there are other things you can do. And if you want to know more, hit your girl up. I hope you've liked this video. I hope you've enjoyed the authenticity of this video. It's just a raw video that I decided to make for people like myself who want to be a stay-at-home mom, who want to do this YouTube thing, who want to build generational wealth for their family by having a voice here on YouTube. It definitely opens up your eyes. You connect with a lot of amazing people. I've met so many great people here on the YouTube platform, y'all, and so many great communities of other people that uplift, that encourage and inspire other people, just like we do here on this YouTube channel. So I encourage you, if you want to start a YouTube channel, start today. If you need some help starting today, hit my email, wellswealthofknowledge22@gmail.com, and we could talk. We could put together a plan for you and make it work, y'all. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you decided to hit that like button. I hope you've made it to this far in the video and you share it. You share it with somebody else who may be in similar situations as us, right? And you put God first, always, because I always put God first in everything I do. And if you put God first in everything you do, it always prosper. And I love y'all. God loves y'all. Peace out.